So to start with, what we're going to be talking about here is about guide to successful online work. And I'm going to open up with one of my favorite quotes. And one of my favorite quotes goes like this. Okay. Is it clear enough on the screen so that you can read with me? Okay. Can we read together? One, two, three, go. The people who get in this are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, okay, did that make sense? Okay, can you just repeat that again? This time we need to do it louder. Okay, on my count, one, two, three, go. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want. If they can't find them, they make them. This is actually one of my favorite quotes, which was said by George Bernard Shaw, and it always inspires me that you're really looking for something. If you cannot get it, you have to create it. Does that make sense? Okay, so you're actually in the right place if you want to know about doing work online. Okay, the steps that you need to do to make work online. I promise you, we're going to make your time more valuable. Okay, I promise you that throughout this session, uh, you're going to see a lot of value. The information that you're going to walk away with here is information that you can actually start to apply in your life and see some real changes. I promise you that. Okay. So I did not introduce myself. So if you're looking at me or if you're listening to me for the first time, maybe we have actually seen one another on the internet. We have spoken, and I know most of you. We spoke online. We've met in person at one of my seminars, or anything in between. My name is Kudakwashi Sapechuma, and I'm a Zimbo, okay, living in Zimbabwe. And what I do, I work with a number of people, helping them leverage the internet. That's what I do. People in Zimbabwe and outside Zimbabwe, we discover ways of how they can profit from the internet. So I'm actually working with quite a lot of people. Okay. So you can actually learn more from my website, which is called kudaonline.com. Some of the people that I've actually worked with, some of these people they're actually in Zimbabwe, and some of them they are not in Zimbabwe. There's a gentleman by the name Tyler. Okay, if you can check his website, his website is mrtyler.me, as you can see on the screen. So it's mrtaylor.me. Another person that I'm actually working with is a lady from Botswana. Her name is Irene. So you can go to your website. It's called goirene.com. And then I've got a gentleman that I'm working with in Zimbabwe. He does gymnastics for the kids. His website is gymstars.co.zw. And I've got someone else. I've got quite a lot that I can mention. There's a lady by the name Tofara, and their website is tofaraonline.com. I've got quite a lot. I could spend the whole day telling you about them. So I want to tell you about my calendar, what my calendar looks like for 2019. Okay, some of you may not have plans for 2019, but this is what my calendar looks like before we jump into the topic of the day. My calendar in 2019 is filled with seminars. Okay, I'm going to be doing one seminar per month. Okay, so this is actually the second seminar that I'm actually doing. The last seminar we did was on affiliate marketing. Makes sense? We did the affiliate marketing seminar last month, and this month of December we are doing the online jobs, which is the one that you're actually listening to. And we're going to be doing again probably next month websites for business owners, okay, how they can run their websites. And we're going to be talking about PRL products. Okay, PRL products basically is whereby you sell or take ownership of something that was created by someone. You make it your own. You sell it on the internet. Are we together? Okay, and there is also a seminar on about membership websites. I've got a gentleman that I'm actually working with. He is a teacher. Okay, so we are creating a membership website where he teaches math lessons. Okay, we're going to be talking about that at one of my seminars. There is so much more. But each month of 2019, there's going to be a seminar happening. It can be in Zimbabwe, maybe outside Zimbabwe. It happens every month. So if you're gonna stay until the end of this seminar, okay, I'm gonna give you a gift, okay. And the first gift that I'm gonna give you is I'm gonna give you an interview that I did on how to teach English online to the Asian community, okay. Zimbabweans, we are so blessed with speaking good English. Does that make sense? Okay? And almost anyone of us here, nyange munhu akafoira kuchikoro, anokwanisa kutaura chirungu, handiti? But if you look at countries like China, Japan, and all those other countries, they cannot speak English. And those people, they are willing to pay you money to teach them English. So I've got a Zimbabwean lady that I've worked with for a number of years. I did an interview with her, so I'm going to give you access to that if you stay till the end of this seminar. Number two, I'm going to give you a recording of our previous seminar, the one that we did in November on affiliate marketing. I'm going to give you that to you. These things that I'm actually telling you, they're not open to the public. Okay, I can only give you because you have shown some interest. And then I'm going to give you also lessons on how you can create your own website. Okay, so let's move forward. We're going to be talking about money. Okay, the first thing that you came here for is just some lessons so that you know what other people are doing. We need to get on the same page. Does that make sense? We don't give people jobs. No, we don't do that. Okay. Number two, you're going to be shown some examples of what people made money and all that. Okay. And there is no guarantee that you will make the money. Okay. We don't want to guarantee that, okay, if you do this tomorrow, you're going to be flying, going to Dubai and all this and making a lot of money, making money while you sleep. Okay. We don't want to guarantee you that. This is not an overnight thing. It's not going to happen overnight. If you decide to take part, it's not going to happen overnight. Are we on the same page? I don't want to promise you that if I'm getting paid online, I'm making money while I'm asleep, the same is going to happen to you. But what I can promise you is the information that we're going to share with you is something that is going to transform your life. Okay? It's information that is going to change the way you look at the internet forever. That makes sense? So I don't want to give some income guarantees. Okay. The work you put into this is what you out of it. Okay. If you do nothing, you won't get anything. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to write some questions. Okay, as someone is going to come after me who's going to be taking you through the lesson for today on how to do online work. What I want to write some questions. Take some notes on your notepad. Okay, I want you to ask any question that you can think of. And I don't want you to walk out of the door usina kupindura mubvunzo wako. Even if you want to ask, why is the sky blue? Go ahead, ask that question. Why is the grass green? So I'm simply saying you can actually ask any question. So in my journey about making money online, I started about in 2012. And like I said, I've been working with a lot of people. And most of the people, when they come to me, okay, I can safely say that I'm a few steps ahead of most of the people that are aspiring to make money online. Okay, so I kind of understand the process and the logic behind making money online. So if you ask me, how does someone make money online? I'll tell you there are several ways of making money online. Does that make sense? Now, one of the people that I've been able to meet along the way, okay, there was someone who was actually doing work, and this person worked as a writer. I knew her as a writer. We used to stay in the same neighborhood, and she was looking for a job. She came to me looking for a job. Okay, I knew her as a writer, and I was like, you know what? So you're doing writing. Why don't you do your writing on the internet? Okay, and then she was like, it might not work. I need a job. Okay, does that make sense? And then she said, okay, I'm looking for, and then she got the job that she was looking for. Okay, so you gotta understand this. What you constantly search for, you will get it. Okay, so if it's a job that you're looking for, you will get it one way or the other. You get it. Okay, so when I when I recommended that she does the writing on the internet, she did a little bit of research to see how it works, and she did some work, and then she got paid. If I remember very well, the one work that she did, the first attempt, That was, I think, 3 years ago. The first attempt that she did was she got paid $70, okay, on the first attempt that she tried. When I told her, you can do the writing on the internet instead of going to work, and then she did it, and then she got paid $70. But because she was looking for a job, she got a job and she didn't pursue the writing online. Are we on the same page? Now, the kind of job that I used to visit at her workplace, the kind of job that she was working, I think, from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Okay? 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So she didn't have time to do the online work. And okay, fast forward years, she's enjoying her work, and one day she realized, you know what? I'm not really getting what I want here at work. and then she was frustrated with her work and frustrated like most of us. Okay? I was also frustrated with my work when I left my work, okay? And then once she got frustrated with her work, she came back to me again looking for another job. Okay, she's looking for a better job. We do that, isn't it? Okay. So I just said, you know what? You need to take your gift to people who actually pay you. Okay? And then what then happened was the job that she was working from 7 to 6 p.m., I think Dagabarapera Basarach. Now she was left stranded. And I remember when she called me asking for two things. Number one, she was asking for another job. Basarajase? Rapera. So can you, in your connections, and number two, the only money that she had to remember that was in her name was who remembers? $70. But I have that money, $70 that I can actually get. And I was like, so she wanted two things. One, to look for another job. Number two, she wanted me to help her to take the $70 from the internet and get the physical cash. That's what she wanted. Okay? So I helped her to get the $70 because it was on PayPal. Most of us maybe know PayPal, maybe some of us don't. But for her, it was the first time to use PayPal. She didn't know how to get the money into Zimbabwe. I helped her get the $70 into her hands. But I then asked her a question that you're now looking for another job. Okay. Let's think. That's just a common sense. Okay, how much do you want to get paid? And then she told me, I'm looking for a job. If I can at least make this much, okay, I'll be good. Okay, so how much people are getting paid on average in Zimbabwe? $400. Okay, let's assume that she said $400. Okay, and I said, look, how much time did it take you to complete a job for $70 on the internet? And then she was like, you know what, it was something simple. It was like 1 hour, and then I got paid $70. But now, let's think about this. You're looking for a job to work 8 to 5 and get paid $400, and you're leaving a job that can pay you $70 maybe an hour or so, a simple thing. Which one would you pursue? If I were you, what would you do? That's common sense, isn't it? But now let's look at this situation. She doesn't have a job anymore, okay? Number two, she only had $70, and right now she had to force herself to make the online writing work. Do you know why? It's because she wanted more money. She had no choice. If she had another job was going to be taking her attention, yet attention was divided. Does that make sense? So, the story of this lady really inspires me. Though when I look at her, I get inspired and believe that it's possible. Okay, now fast forward years. She then pursued to actually go for more online work as a writer. Okay? And 2 years later, we are in this room, and I actually asked her, you know what? I said, a lot of people, a lot of Zimbabweans are looking for what you know. Okay. And I had to ask her, can you please teach us? Now, I'm actually a student because she has focused on the online job, and right now honestly speaking, I have to sit down and listen to what she says, and I'm actually really inspired by the company that has got hired her. She has built trust over the years, and that person is none other than Trish down. So please, let's clap your hands for Trish as she comes in.
I think it's looking for some people to see that.
Oh, okay.
Hi, welcome everyone. I know it's difficult to believe sometimes. For some of you, I think at the time when I went and would be collecting work. So you would go to work, I was part admin and then part loan officer because I could drive. So I would have to get to the office at 7. You start your day at 7, and then I think around 2 p.m. you have to go out into the field. You come back into the office around 6. I actually didn't finish work at 6. I'll go home around 9 in the evening. This was my Monday to Saturday day job, which means on a Sunday, all I have to do now is rest because I'm too tired. And I even stopped going to church for a while. And I'll tell my pastor, you understand because I have to be at work. Unless you want me to get another job, then I seriously can't believe I can be coming to church every day. This was me. And that's the life you get when you're waiting for someone else. And when that job ended, it was God answering a prayer indirectly. And I wouldn't have understood it then because all I want is for my regular bills to be paid. I have a daughter. I was a single parent then. All you just want food and you just want the bills to be paid. And it doesn't make sense for someone to tell you to leave the job that's giving you a monthly salary to do something that you don't know. And I didn't know anyone else in Zimbabwe was doing it. It did not make sense. So I thank Kuda because when I took up that offer, he actually came to my workplace that day. For me, when I got that first $70 job, he sat me down. He's like, right now you've got a few minutes. Can we apply together? So I will teach you more about the site later on as you get on. But all we had to do was to choose from a selection of jobs, pick 1 or 2 of them, apply. I got the first job, I got my $70. It was as simple as walking into town, getting into an office, asking a few questions, submitting the work. Then I got $70 just for writing that. But at that time, you're still in that zone where you need someone to be paid. So I still went back to my workplace. And Tukuda, I think he was really mad at me because you would keep telling me, but every time you are tired. And I've never seen you with that much money. So I don't see the point of you going to work. Because all you're doing is to wait for someone, and you're not even enriching yourself. And I wasn't. Because the money that I would get, I think I would finish it before the end of the month. I think most of us can relate. You get paid by the 20th, you don't even have bus fare, you start borrowing, and then when you get paid again, you first pay off the debt, you start living again. By the 20th, you still don't have money, and the cycle starts. That's how I was living when I was working. So when we did that job, and then he came back again, it's like, okay, you have done this job, you got $70. I think this whole week, I'm going to commit, we'll be applying to 5 jobs every day for a whole week. If that doesn't work out, you don't get any job, I'll leave you. You can continue with your work and I'll help you find a job. But for now, can we start with this? So we started applying. We applied to, I think the first day we actually applied to 3. I didn't get a response from those. Second day we applied to 5. I got a response. The lead wanted me to write a novel for her. I wrote the novel. It was short. It was supposed to be 10,000 words. I finished it in less than 2 weeks because I was keen. She paid me $100, gave me some good feedback on the site. So from those 2 clients that I got, now I was getting 5-star rating. But this was all simple because I'm a writer by profession. I used to write for H Metro. I published work with H Metro on the same day, but I was still doing that part-time. So I got 5-star rating there. And I'm at work where my boss is telling me, you've come in to work late. Or today you're going to stay on later. They're not appreciating what I can do. They're not paying me as much. And I'm not happy. But then there's this job that I can do easily because I'm a natural writer. And I'm getting paid more. This is where we are, most of us, if we are honest. You know what you can do, but you never even go out there because you are afraid. But I think it takes this simple step of going out, like I said. You go out there, you find what you want to do, and you do it. So today I'll introduce or I'll launch what creates. Could I need your help here? Oh, okay, I think we're good now. We are now launching where I called my site Word Curate Hub. Word curate. Curate simply means to craft and make good. And that's what I do as a writer. I started writing novels, I write blog articles, I write assignments. It's not allowed, but I do that and I get paid. I also write Facebook posts for people. There's people who are doing that and they just need someone to write for them because they don't have the time or the skills. And I can do that and I get paid for that. So I use my skills, I craft words, and I bring it out to you and I get paid for that. That's all I do on a regular basis. And what do I need? I simply need this, a laptop and good internet connection. And I'm set for the whole month. I don't need to go out there and walk to Mbare and Fezanabo and get heat in the sun. I just stay at home and do my work. And I can plan it the way I want. So this is where I would like to see most of us in Zimbabwe. When we're crying for jobs and we're crying for employment, do we really know what it is that we're pursuing? And when you've set your goals, how much are you willing to work so that you attain them? And this is Word Curate. That's my website. You can look it up. That's the website. Word Curate is the company that we started. You can also look it up on Facebook. And I'll answer the first question that we have on our seminar, which is what is online work? I think that's what all of us would like to know. Can someone just give me a brief understanding of what they have on online work? Anyone wants to try? What do you think online work is all about? Yes, sir.
So what you say,
If you could stand up and give us your name.
give an item someone, let's say, physically with your medical sense and then you
Okay, thank you very much. I think that's as simple as we can get with the definition. It's to the point. But that's exactly what online work is all about. I think if you can read from this, this is exactly what you said. It is the practice of earning money while working on one's own. And I put that in red for a reason. I think we now know why. And not employed by a company or organization, but indirectly you are employed because you are working for someone. The case is just that you're working on your terms. You don't have to listen to a boss. You're following your terms. You're working on your own ethics. You're building your own value and vision statement, mission statement. They are all your own. You own them. They are not for someone else. And the question that most people would ask is, what jobs may I do online? What is it that I can do online? I've spoken about my writing, but there's a number. These are some, but they're not all of them. They're not exhaustive. You could do writing, admin, there's data entry, something simple like someone gives you a whole lot of list and asks you to put them on Excel, and you get paid for that. Editing and proofreading, that's easy. Marketing or marketing personnel. You don't need to walk into your office every other day to look for work. You can simply do it online. Transcription, we have a number of people that are doing video blogs. We call them big blogs these days. So sometimes you may want to put that into written. Is everyone hearing me from the back there? If you can't hear, I think we could move there some chairs right in the front. But I'll try to raise my voice. Transcription, like I was saying, you're simply taking words from a video that you're listening to and you're writing them down. For that, I don't think you even need to know the grammar. You just need to be able to sit down and listen and write it down. Then we have web developers. That's simple. Virtual assistants. You can actually be a secretary online. Do we have any secretaries here? Someone works as a PA or a secretary for someone or an admin person. Do we have those here? Okay, you can be that online. You don't necessarily need to wear formal wear every day to become that. We have graphic design. Graphic designing, anyone? You do graphic designing? And you as well? Okay. And you can also work as a call center person. Just pick up phones, answer questions, and you get paid for that. But there's a whole lot that you can do online. I'm going to talk more about this, your full-time job as a freelance job. It sounds weird, but it's very possible. I don't know if we have any professional people here, like nurses, doctors, or accountants. Anyone who's professional, who's got a professional job here. Do we have someone like that? You have trained for a job and you think you can't put that job online. We have those. So we are all people, we are all on that other list. All of us here. Which is good, it's easier, yes? Oh, you're a teacher. But did you used to think that you could do teaching online back in the day? You never used to. Okay. And how is it going now as you're teaching online? Well, how long have you been doing it? 2 weeks now. And how fun is it? Oh, is it? So we have heard that. Yes, ma'am? What do you do? You're a professional.
I am a food technologist. I am also teaching.
You've also done teaching online. You said you are
Food technology.
a food technologist. And that's your profession. That sounds so big. Do you think you can do that online?
We've seen jobs that I think the requirements are quite stiff in developed countries.
Is it? What are some of those restrictions that we have in Zimbabwe?
And they require some kind of certification, etc. You have to be sometimes a teacher by profession. It's just something like a long list of requirements.
Oh, I get you. But that's where I think most of us would get stuck. So you talked about certification. This is where it falls, like a licensure. Skills consultancy in white paper writing is what you can do. What is white paper writing? White paper writing is someone comes and they want to open a company, and it's maybe a lab or even one of those industries that we have in town for food marketing. Any company that wants to set up something in food industry, they need someone to put up a structure. Because we don't know atoms, I don't understand the science or the dietitian part of food. But I know I can make juices. And I have to put the nutritional value on the bottle. But I don't know that. So where do I get that information from? That's where people like you come in. So I can ask you to put down a nutritional value for me and set it up, and then I can put it in the proposal. Because if I'm going to get a license for that, I need to put that information in there, but I don't know that. So we get people like you now coming in. So it's actually possible for every other profession. If you are a nurse, if you are a doctor, if you are an engineer, for instance. I've been asked by some clients to write thesis on engineering, and I don't know anything about engineering. So who do I go to? I would find someone who's actually a professional engineer and they would help me out with that. We've got case management for insurance companies. That we work for. I put a nurse as an example. So you can have that licensure. If you are licensed, like she's saying, there are times when they just need someone who's licensed to help them set up. Then there's that, then we got that. Some insurance companies will need to write reports for them to give out online. So as a nurse, you have an understanding of the cases, so you help them write that. There's telephone triage, which is like call center. There's people who are at home. I think we normally know it as social work. So social workers are not just the ones that come into your house visiting every day. They can actually do it online. You simply call. I have this case, or I'm feeling these emotions, or I'm feeling these symptoms. What may be the cause, or what do I do? And the nurse can help you online. And you'll be surprised at the number of people that actually need that from just a phone call. Because we cannot all afford to go to the hospital. We cannot physically go. Sometimes you cannot do it. And sometimes you don't even have the money. But there's someone who's cheaper who can give you the recommendations, and you can have the prescriptions even online. And I will move on to why would companies solicit freelancers? And I think that's a question that would not make sense to most people. Would you want to tell us? The cheaper. Can someone explain exactly the cheaper aspect? Because I charge $21 an hour. When I was working where I was working, I think I was getting $15 an hour. So where is the cheapest coming in? Sorry, yes, ma'am, at the back. No office space. Yes, that's a very close one. Anyone else with it?
Nothing else to
Yeah.
you know, the pension and benefits.
Benefits,
No
yes. Yes, sir.
No allowance,
Exactly. No allowance is not, you don't even have to worry about where the person stays. All you have to do is to get your job done, and they do it. And you have to do it. So those are some of them. I think we've listed them. Most of them are specialized skills and expertise. I think this is straightforward. If I'm calling you because you said on your profile you're a graphic designer, it simply means the job that I require is for a graphic designer. So I won't have any chances. You know, those that say, I know I studied medicine, but I do a little bit of graphic design. We do that when we look for jobs, do we not? But when they put it up now online, I don't think anyone would just go online and put up a profile and say they're graphic designers when they don't know anything. There's cost effectiveness. I think we've mentioned that. I mean, you don't need to set up an office for them to do the work for you. There's project-based work. With an employee, I think I'll take an example of maybe a logistics company where you don't have loads sometimes, and you have to be paying them every other month. What do? You still have the overheads, you still have bills to pay, and you still have to pay the workers. But when it's project-based now, you only get your employees when you need them. When we have a load and there's the need for the driver, then I call the driver, not every other day. And then if you want to look more, I think that the side, but you get this whole transcript later on when you finish. You can get this on your flash or you can get this on email. There's the cons of online work. It may not be as rosy. The first one is difficulties in payment methods. I think she mentioned it in part because we are in Zimbabwe. We cannot run away from that fact. I think I've faced that a lot when I started. Someone would just look up on your profile and they see Zimbabwe, they will not hire you. I think the only chance that I got when I got online was to break through because of a guy who was coming from Nigeria. That first job I talked about, he was from Nigeria. And Nigeria, Zimbabwe, it was easy. And then he gave me 5-star rating. That's how I got started. But when all these other countries out there, the developed countries that we know, they would look at my profile and they think, I've actually had someone ask me, how do you get internet? So do you have to fly to South Africa? Because seriously, it's real. They believe Zimbabwe is a jungle, that we don't have internet access. We live with the monkeys and it's real. It's there out there. So sometimes because you are in Zimbabwe, PayPal, Skrill, some of the payment methods, we'll talk about them later. They won't even allow, you won't even see the country on the drop-down list, simply because you're from Zimbabwe. They aimed at Zambia. So those are some of the restrictions. And even some of the sites for freelancers, they won't have that. And you also have issues with getting a market. I think it's the same issue. Customer loyalty. Before you even get into the market, sometimes you need to build your portfolio. But you can't build a portfolio when there's no one who's willing to take you on, because they just can't take their chances with you because you're from Zimbabwe. Then there's getting scammed. I think some of us have really gotten that. If you've tried this online thing or anything on the internet, there could be instances where you've been scammed. Do we have cases like those here? Anyone who's been scammed before? You've been meant to pay money and then you find out afterwards it wasn't there, it wasn't real. It happens a lot. I've actually had that experience as a writer. You write for someone, they would ask you, they give you, heaven on earth. He actually asked me off the site and said, you know what, I like the way you work, and if you write for me, I'll be paying you, and you won't need to pay, because on the other side you pay a certain fee, so you won't be paying that fee, and then I'll be giving the money straight to you. And I'm like, then I'm making money, let me do this. I think I wrote 5 articles that were worth around $60, and I didn't get a cent from that. And it's from India, and I can't follow him. I don't even know where he stays. So that happened. And then where to look for customers. That was the other issue that we had. So you can start building your portfolio and you market yourself online. I mean, anyone can have access to the internet. We are seeing people on Facebook every day. They're posting their pages, they're posting their profiles. You can do that with your own. Or you can find and register as an affiliate member of your freelance site. That's the route I took first. I am now also doing this. Then there is the easiest, but it's also demanding. You find a mentor and then as you penetrate the market. Mentors, I think every one of us understands how mentorship works. You need someone to guide you. So you find someone who's been there, someone who's been doing it, or someone who's doing it, who can teach you, take you there, take you to the places that you're supposed to get to, until you build yourself up, until you actually go out on your own. I had Kudak as my mentor, and like he says, right now I'm even teaching him some of the things, because he has made me grow and I'm growing, and now I can stand on my own. So that's the other option. And We continue with where to look for customers. Like if you take the affiliate option, these are some of the sites that you can look up. You can take them down now. You can also take them. There's Fiverr. Fiverr, I think, has been there for a while. It should be the oldest on the market. Fiverr was a $5 deal. So you just go there, you find a job. For everything that you do, you pay, you get paid $5. As simple as that. And you don't take more than it. I think they're usually hourly jobs or 2-hour jobs that you do. So for graphic designing, writers, it was easy. It's easy work. Because someone just asks you to do something and you get $5. But now they've expanded. You can get paid more on Fiverr. The marketplace is huge. You can do more on Fiverr. Then we have tutor.com. I think it's self-explanatory for the teachers. You can take that. And tutorship doesn't only work for teachers. Any other profession can be taught online. We've got students who are studying that. We have students who are studying anything else. You can tutor them, help them with extra lessons online. We have Freelancer, Guru, Freelance Writers Den. That's straightforward. Transcribe Me for the transcribers, like I said. Resume Age is just for writing CVs. We've all had to write a CV, I think. And it's as simple as that. Someone gives you the info, you write a CV, you get paid. And you can actually use a custom-made CV. They are there online. And you get paid for that. Because there are people who are lazy. We can all agree. There's people who just don't want to look up things. You get paid for doing that. And then we move on to Gatscam. I think I put Manchester United there because when I wrote an angry person, that's what came out. We know the feeling. We all know, we can all relate. So that's what came out. And I think we spoke a bit on how that shouldn't happen. You have to always research on the company before you comment. That's straightforward, but trust me, we get onto the internet, we get overwhelmed sometimes. And when you see a company online, you usually think it's online, but it's not. Anyone can put up a website online. If you have had emails, sometimes there are emails that will circulate and someone will tell you, I'm coming from Hindi and I'm looking for a person in Zimbabwe, and then I'll put my money into a bank because we're having issues here, but I need $50 so that I can process my papers. We've seen those emails. So anyone can do that online. So you have to really be diligent on that. You research a lot, find out more about those people. Be careful of those that ask for payment. With Upwork, I don't pay anything. I only start paying when I get my first job and I get paid. So they won't ask you when you set up a profile. The moment they ask you, pay something so that you create your profile, get out of that. Most of the authentic sites, because they know they're straightforward, they know they have the market, they won't ask you to pay anything upfront. You only start paying when you start in. And Upwork, later on, I think you can upgrade your profile. You pay a monthly fee of $10. It's like a premium membership fee. And that's for some perks, extra benefits that you get. They market you more, they put your name on the high list. It's for $10. But I only started paying that after a few times of working and earning, because I knew then that the company was authentic. So usually when someone asks you for money, try and stay away. And then there is the very obvious. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Like I said, someone offers to pay you for five things that you can do in an hour. Jobs that I had to look for maybe for over a month to get. You'd offer to give me those in less than a week and say, I'll pay you the whole flat fee, no extra charges, nothing deducted. Sounds too good to be true. And it was too good to be true. Then we also looked at the payment method, which is the challenge that most people have. We can work with, I think because we are in Zimbabwe, and in non-fact we are sanctioned. So if you even ask PayPal why you can't create an account, they will tell you that you are on the sanctions list. It's a fact. But there is a case. You can open with PayPal, you can open with Skrill, and you can open with Pioneer. Skrill, can you all see the screen from there? Is it clear enough? This is how the Skrill account works. This person I was sending money to is actually in Zimbabwe. Skrill works via email. So you can send the money to an email address and someone gets the money instantly. It's as simple as that. So it doesn't necessarily have the restrictions because there are sites that can pay you via Skrill. And then you can get it out if you can send it for someone. Also, you can make payments for some people online using Skrill and you get the cash this side. It's an option. You can consider that. We also have PayPal. I think this is the most popular one. Most of my transactions, can we see from the back? Is it clear?
Not really.
It's not clear. Let me try and so maybe I think this one might be better. Okay, this is Pioneer. These are some of my transactions that I've made. This person was from Zimbabwe. This one from Zimbabwe. Netflix. I think we all pay for Netflix. I'm paying for that online, and someone gives me the money. Upwork. This is how much they pay me. They pay me straight into my Pioneer account. It's just a transaction, and you get the money there. Plus the supermarket, I use the card. This is the card that I use. So you can use this in any country. I've traveled to SA with that, to Mozambique with that. You can withdraw in some countries. So you can swipe for people. We've done that even with our local banks, and you get the cash. This is Dikamendo. I'll tell you about this later. But yeah, I'm also paying them using this account. So that's another payment option that you have. And then affiliate links or referrals with Penny, actually they can pay you for referring someone. So if you refer a person and that person ends, and when they get to a certain amount in their account, they will credit you with a certain amount just for referring that person. So on every account that you open, they'll give you that link that you see in the one that's written copy. I've added it to my website. So if anyone opens from my website using this, and then they start earning, I would get credited with a certain amount every time they reach a certain date. There's a plus to using Payoneer. I would want you to read that story later on. You will see it on your paper. It's quite long, but it's about selling. Because we are here, we are saying we have skills. And it's not just for us to go out there and show people our skills. At the end of the day, we want to make money. That's the fact. But you don't just make money because you can write. I was a writer for years. I think I wrote for HMeto for over 8 years without really getting money. They would pay you a certain amount every week, but it was not enough to go by. So you need to start learning how to make money. I'm going to teach you how you can learn that if you're doing online work. This is how to make it as a freelancer. This is my feedback page. If you go to my profile on Upwork, you will get this, some of this will show. So I did work for this person. This was the healthcare finance case. You see where you can come in. It was a simple assignment. I had to look up a policy, I think, on healthcare. And I wrote it up and I got 170. So imagine you are in the industry. You probably don't even need to. This was persuasive email writing. So someone just gives you a subject line, you write the email for them, and they'll pay you $20 for that. This is a photo assignment. Just go somewhere, capture a photo or a bundle, and I got paid. She paid me, and I'll tell you more about this company. That's the company that I was telling you about. When I took these photos, I think I only had to do it in less than 30 minutes. They were happy. They've employed me full time to work for them locally. And I got them from Africa. We have a smoking policy. It's almost the same as this one. I got $100 for that. Where I wanted us to talk about is this one. If you can see, this one is a 5-star rating. Oh, this one. This one is a 3.8. It was looking for creative and fun ghostwriter to add content to 190 journal entries. On Upwork, they have a bi-weekly review of your profile. So any work that you've done in 2 weeks, they review it, they give you a rating. And when you look at my profile right now, I'm on 92% success score. So that success score is calculated every 2 weeks. So if in those 2 weeks, you don't get all 5-star ratings, and out of this 5, I have just that. From 92%, I can come down to as low as 88%. That's how bad a bad rating is. And if you look at the comment, it was saying, "Thank you, Lutrish. You did a great job. We had some problems with the deadline, but I'm pleased overall." Right? Which means with my skills, I was okay, but I missed on a deadline. Time management. It has nothing to do with your skills because your skills, she's happy with my skills, but she gave me a 3.8. And I moved down from, I was on 94 at that time. I moved down to 92%, simply because of this one format, which is time management. And it's something we can control. You can't say it's beyond your control. You can control time. Then we move on to Upwork. I'll tell you now more about Upwork. I think I've gone into it a bit. These are some of the skills that you can get on Upwork, or some of the skills that you need for Upwork. For me, as a writer, you can do academic writing, which are the assignments, article creative writing, it's as creative as it sounds, or anything. Editing and proofreading, but simple. I mean, like Kuda was saying, Zimbabweans are blessed with English. We write better English than most African countries. We write better English than most Asian countries. So you can proofread and edit further. Even on assignments, small assignment. And you get paid for that. Lead generation, that's for marketing. Those people who are in marketing business, you can do that. And lead generation as a writer is simple, because after writing a blog and any article that you write on site, there's what we call SEO. Does anyone know what that means? Or have we seen that word before? SEO. Would someone like to tell us about SEO? Yes, my good friend. Can I please know your name as well? Malvin. Yes, Malvin. Please tell us about SEO.
Okay, search engine optimization, what it means is if I have a website, how quickly it will pick up stuff from my side. Back end. If you search something on Google and you're looking for food, but what's the first food out there that comes?
The SEO. Okay. So generally what we're saying is, how marketable are you on the internet? If you go on any page on the internet and you research on any word on the internet, something always usually comes up. Who knows what usually comes up? If you ask on any topic, any subject whatsoever, there is a page that always pops on the top there. Does anyone know which page it is? Wikipedia. And it's something simple that they do. It all goes to lead generation. So in any business, there's a lot of people who are doing marketing. There are lots of people who are writing on health issues. Lots of people who are engineers. There are lots of companies actually that put their websites on the line. But what will set you apart? What is it that will make you stand out for people to see you on the first pages of the page of the website page? It's that lead generation. And as a writer, sometimes you need to know those skills. The simple skills, you use keywords, you use specific words, you know which words will capture people, which questions to ask, which questions are people most likely going to ask. If you answer those questions, usually you go on the top of website engines. I think that's what you also wrote about there. And then market and customer research. If you can go on the internet. Then we have web and mobile software development. For those that are into this, if you're a developer, a mobile app technician, that's some of the skills that you can get from Upwork. IT and networking, data science and analytics, with engineering and architecture, which some of us may believe is something you have to draw plans and submit to the country. You can do that. We have design and creative, we have the writing as well. And then when you create a profile on Upwork, they ask you, it's optional. You can write a set of tests on the skills that you said you can do. So if you are into IT, they'll give you questions based on IT so that they know exactly your strength. So for me, I wrote this. I got below average. That was 310 out of 5. Because I'm from Zimbabwe, I use UK English mostly. And there are small changes or small differences between US English and UK English, but they make it different. So now I have that. It's a below average one. That's a below average one. But that's a 390 over 5. It's not so bad, is it? But it's below average. Because my strength lies more on the UK English. So what do I need to do now as a writer? It means I have to learn what it is that US English needs, or US vocabulary tests need, for me to make it to the top 30. And I've noticed it's just spellings. When we write color, our color in our UK English is like, if I write that using the US English, it's underlined in there. They say it's wrong. But this is the color we do not know. But then they want you to write their color. So for that, I got that score. But I can change that because now I know the difference. So when I get a client who wants US English, I now know that I just have to say this there on the laptop anyway. If you've used Microsoft Word, you can set your language. It's there. But for that difference now, you get that. So there are simple things that you can do to create your profile to make it better. I wanted to show you the market that we have on Upwork. This is someone from Turkey. If you look up here, wait written 1 hour ahead. This is the client I'm working with. I have another one from Singapore. If you can see, it's 5 hours ahead. I'm working with them. I have someone else from, I didn't put the other names. I worked with people from the UK. I'm working with people from the States. The company that I'm working with is based in the States. I've worked with people from India, Nigeria, like I said, South Africa, even in Zimbabwe. So your market is not restricted to just Zimbabwe. You can go on Upwork. And it's simple because it's across the internet. Anyone can access the internet from any country. And this is my profile. When you look for my profile and you want to look for a job, because I am a writer and I wrote those skills as a writer, if you go to the job page, so you get them putting up ebook writer with knowledge and passive income, drop shipping, and then I'm thinking passive income. I may not know much about passive income. Drop shipping, I don't know what that is. But I know a lot about motivation. For this one now, the budget is $500. It had been posted about 10 minutes ago. So now what I do is I see the skills and what they require. It's just book writing. I've done book writing. I've done content writing. I've done ebook writing. I've done ghost writing. So I think I can do this job. So you then click on it and you apply. It's as simple as that. And that's my full profile. Like I said, now I'm on 91%. Because of a single feedback that I got from someone. I messed up on time. It's still a good range, but I mean, you can get it better by just following simple rules. Write an editor. I'm earning $21 a month, and I mean $21 an hour. I've made 5,000 plus in the past 12 months, and I've done 92 jobs on Upwork. I've worked 87 hours. Visibility, you said that we were on. This is my profile link. If you check the website that I gave you earlier on, you will find that as well. So you can actually use that to market yourself on other sites. You can use that to market yourself on Facebook, even on the general internet. Because now that's like a portfolio. If someone comes and they see that, if someone has earned $21 an hour, they've earned 5,000 plus, they've done 92 jobs, would you not hire them? If you're a company, would you not hire someone like that? But I built it over 2 years, and simply by following certain rules and just using the skills that I already possessed. I didn't need to go to school for that. You just had to work on a profile on Upwork. These are some of the certifications. HubSpot inbound certification, it's a free course that you can take online. It's on HubSpot. If you look it up, it's there. You can take courses from HubSpot, put them on your profile. And I've gotten jobs based on this one. Because HubSpot is a marketing company. The SEO that we're talking about, they teach that. Lead generation, they teach that. I think you can take the exam every month, if I'm not mistaken. If you pass, they give you that certification. You can put it on anywhere. If you have a website, the better, you can put that on your website. And HubSpot is internationally recognized, which means anyone who needs a marketing person who can do SEO, if they see that base there, you're marketable already, you're good to go. But it's free. And I think you take that test should be 40 minutes. They give you the modules, you read through them, then you take a test. In 40 minutes, you get a certification. If you didn't have a profile, you can use that as a profile. In employment history, I think let me go back and do it. As property consultant, I also worked as a property consultant with Redface. It's a company that's local. And why you can put that on your profile is because, like I said, there are some things that you can be asked to do that may not necessarily relate with your skill set or the skill set that you put up on Upwork. Because I said I'm a writer, I can't then write property consultant on my writing portfolio. But now I would need someone, or I have a company that's into real estate that needs a writer. They would obviously look for someone with that, because at least I have an understanding of property consulting. They can hire me better than anyone else who's just a simple writer. So when you're creating a profile on Upwork, you put in as much information as you can about yourself. Put in those small courses that you took for a day, ICDL, put them there. They'll add to your portfolio and they'll make it that much more valuable. This is the sheet that you get from Upwork. It's like my financial sheet or my financial certificate. I can use this the same way as I can a bank statement. If they ask for proof of payment of that you are getting earnings from somewhere, because you believe as freelance writers you don't get pay slips. This is my pay slip. So I have used that. When I opened my account with Pioneer, they were asking for that, and I didn't have that. I asked Upwork, and they said you can just use that, and it worked. And I opened it, I got my card. They write that for you simply for working for them, and it's free of charge. It comes to the close of us and happy freelancing. But before that, I would also like us to talk a bit on the company that I was telling you about. It's called Premise. If you go on any Android phone, I think it's now available on App Store. You'll find this logo, that little logo, the red logo. So if you have your phone right now, you can look it up. This company gave me a job to take photos from Zimbabwe on Upwork. And I took some pictures for them and I submitted them. I think less than 10 minutes I submitted the pictures. The lady was impressed. But it was because what they do is data collection. It's a global network of citizen data contributors that measures round trip. So if you go on the phone, the mobile phone, you download the app, you create your profile. The profile is not anything that's rocket science. I think it's just need your name, your email address, and the payment method that you choose. They will give you tasks on a daily basis. Simple tasks like, what's the weather like today? It's sunny. Is it cold? Is it windy? Can you take a picture? You take a picture, you submit in real time, there and then. They give you a payment there and then. That's how it's working. They just use this data to give to NGOs that would want to come to Zimbabwe. They want information on the weather in Zimbabwe. So you are now working more like a contributor for Premise. It also covers, I think it's covering the greater part of the world now, and it's on App Store. Like I said, if you look it up, you will find it. And I think we'll give you this at the end. You can then go through it, the whole of it. It will show you how to log in, what tasks you can do, the type of tasks and the earnings. They vary by level, how much money you can earn from each of those. These are some of the pictures that are taken locally from Zimbabwe. Fuel service station. I think we all know this is Zua, right? Yeah, this is Zua. Zua is the construction site. This is pedestrian crossings with omit potholes. But our roads are being repaired now. You can report that in real time and you can earn. And I'm earning from that. So I now know that I have an hourly job that's every other month I get paid, but I'm also working as a freelance writer on Upwork. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our presentation. I will leave the floor with Dakwache for those of you who may have questions. And like you said, be free to ask as many questions. I hope we were all taking notes. Ask as many questions as you can, and I will try and answer them.
Okay, let's clap hands for me. Do you know what I wish for? I wish I was here, so that I can skip all the times, the hardships that she went through over the years, and just start from where she is, getting paid $21 per hour. You're like, wow, I wish I could be there. So we all have to at some point take our own journey and start a story. That makes sense. And I wish today marks the beginning of your journey. Is that making sense? So actually, before I move forward, I'm actually going to open up to the floor. If, like I said, we want to ask questions. Everyone was asking questions, isn't it? Nyango kada ubvunza kuti kusei kusizwa richibuda nekumabhazuva richienda kumadokero. Just ask that. So question number 1. Yes, I'm going to be asking about just 5 or 6 questions only, so make sure that yes.
Mine is not a question,
Mm.
but it's a testimony.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw a post on Facebook by a South African company in Cape Town. They were looking for someone to do market research. I was interviewed online, and now I'm being paid to eat. I go to a restaurant
Uh-huh.
and I've got a set of questions that I have to address.
Uh-huh.
I buy food, I eat, or I can take away. I can take my family with me to the restaurant. I get paid by that company to eat the food.
So when are you going out again? Yeah, I think I should make friends with some people. Yeah.
But I had a problem.
Mm-hmm.
They had indicated that they were going to pay me via PayPal.
Uh-huh.
I have a PayPal account, but I can only spend. I cannot receive.
Okay.
So I ended up I've got a son in South Africa. I ended up making an arrangement. They
I see.
transferred the money into my son's account.
I see.
My son,
Amazing.
yes, forwards it to me.
Paid to eat. I would love that. I'm sure. As some people are saying, can I not get paid to drink alcohol? Okay, my sister there. You have a question, right? Okay, you, and then we're gonna come to you. Yes, you can please tell us your name and and if you could send you must be Alvin, right?
No.
Malvin, okay.
No.
M-E, okay.
The question was printed because I wanted to ask our paper. Because just a bit of background.
Mm-hmm.
I started in South Africa. In engineering.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was working there, I used to do this online service for mobile. Take a survey, MOPRO. You answer a survey, so you put up a sort of profile.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about the asking you, spending, or funny questions? If you did 45 minutes survey, you get like 5 minutes. The question I had now, you almost answered it. Is there a way to get money from PayPal to? Because I used to have my FNB account linked.
Okay, what's happening in Zimbabwe? In Zimbabwe right now, the time that we're doing this seminar, could you receive a money on PayPal? To those who don't know what PayPal is, let me start by explaining what PayPal is, okay? So that it can be fair with others, okay? PayPal is a payment method that is used to move money from one place to another. It's used by individuals and by businesses, okay? You can pay for a service or you can actually receive money for a service. Does that make sense? Now, PayPal has to be connected to your bank account. Does that make sense? When you receive money into your PayPal account, you have to move that money into a bank. And then you can withdraw on an ATM or you can withdraw the money the same way we use banks, okay? But because of sanctions in Zimbabwe, there is a missing link between PayPal and the bank. That makes sense? So there's no reason we cannot, the first issue is we cannot receive money into PayPal while we are in Zimbabwe. Okay? But you cannot, but there is something in PayPal. But to receive, you can't. Can I register in Zimbabwe? What most people are doing that I know, but not register a PayPal account with a South African address or UK address. You can go start that address, that means you'll be able to receive the money. But what you won't be able to do is to connect that to a creator of South Africa. Address of South Africa. You need to connect it to a bank and it has to be a South African. You mind South Africa, you don't have a South African bank. So what PayPal does, limit you can only receive about $250. I don't know if they changed. Into that account is now connected to a bank. When you receive that money into PayPal, you can use it to make online purchases. And then what I do is I send the money over to UK. Kaneka pin on PayPal. Again, UK, then wanozotumira mari yangu kuno kune world limit. That's what I've been doing so far. Okay, I know there are so many solutions that other people use, and if they are, okay. I hope that answers you. Yes, my sister.
No, actually, because the answers are not on the radio because she spoke about the card, so I don't know the solution. That's actually really the
Okay, she spoke about this card. Maybe she can fill, but this one works differently. Okay, this is Pioneer, right? Pioneer is like ukune Pioneer, ukune PayPal, and it's more like Ego Cash, Telecash. They they work the same but different service providers. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you can get paid into this card or $80. Okay, yes. You want to understand how? Okay, you want to say something? Okay. Ndukumbura mun parts Roman lights mo shurega. If they are lights, just look somewhere. Kind of person I'm gonna bust up. Yes, we're saying?
So you say PayPal business.
In Zimbabwe, yes.
So Payoneer is doing link.
Yes, you can receive money using Payoneer. Come again? Okay, I'll leave Litrish to explain.
Okay, what you're asking is with Payoneer, they don't necessarily need you to link it with your bank account for it to start earning. So you can use it. I'm using it without linking it to any local bank, but I can withdraw if I go to any other country in Africa that's not under sanctions, like I said. I can withdraw with this card. And I can't withdraw in Zim, but in Zim I can use it to swipe. It swipes. It can buy in any shop in any other shop in Zimbabwe. It does buy, but I cannot withdraw funds from Zimbabwe. But in any other country, no, it's in Zimbabwe. Dollar local. But in South Africa, if it's the last time I think I used $100 from this card, it was around 1,200 rand. So they were rating.
Okay. Yes. What's your name?
Louisa.
Louisa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I ran away from Upwork because of that system of applying for jobs. How hectic is it? How long does it take to apply? Do you have to write like an application letter or something like that? Because I feel like for me, I just totally said no. I don't want to be bidding with other people because maybe the competition is too high. Then I tried Fiverr. But with Fiverr, there's nothing going on. No one has contacted me yet. I guess it's because of the marketing aspect. So I want to find out. Is it the same Fiverr Upwork? Do you feel like it's better or Fiverr?
Okay. So I want to address a lot of people. That's a very good question. I've worked with a lot of people. Okay. You see, there's a statement that goes like, how you do anything is how you do. How you do anything is how you do. Can you say it louder? Yes. Okay, how you do anything is how you do everything. What I mean there is, in this journey, you're going to face sort of some challenges. Either way, hakuna chinombo floor. Does that make sense? It's either to someone who create an account can be a huge challenge. Does that make sense? So what I'm trying to say is, what she's saying is she was trying to create an account on Upwork, one of the websites in Oceanis, where she faced sort of a challenge. And then she was like, this is not for, let me try something else. She went on to Fiverr and she did something, whatever she did. And there was a bit of a challenge, and then she was like, that makes sense. So if you want to look into yourself, and you have to observe those things. Kana uri munhu anoti ndatombozviita mazuva ekutanga handiti kuti waito ndakatozobatsirwa nevamwe kuti autize problem usina kuisova, otherwise pamberi apo changosangana neimwe problem aenda se avantadza kusova. I mean, Lutrish, all right, ndangotaura izvozvo. Lutrish vabatsira kuti how can they go about Upwork.
Right, like you're saying, it's now that whole ethical commitment issue that you need. If you're going to get into freelance work for anything that you're going to do with freelance work, you have to be committed first. Because it's a huge market. It's an advantage that it's a huge market, but it's also a disadvantage because there is competition. And with competition, what do? Do you give up? You scale up. So like I showed you, there is those tests that you take. I noticed I failed because I can't do US English. There's people who can do US English pretty well and UK English pretty well. And they would get better chances of getting jobs than I would. So what do? Do I give up? I noticed my weakness, and then what did I do? I went and researched. I need to work on my spellings to put it up to US standards. Put that back up on my profile. And I go back in and I propose some more. So yeah, you would find you need to, especially when you're starting out, you would need to be quite committed and you have to have a strong heart because they may not respond within the first month. You can even go for 2 months without any responses. When it started smooth, I think for those the first month, the second month and the third month were dry. I didn't have anything. But you still have to keep applying because you get connects every month. They renew every month. You get 60, I think, every month on Upwork. So with every job that you're applying to, they deduct two, which means they're giving you a leeway of applying to 30 jobs. And you get hired on the first job. They did that for a reason. They know that there is a whole list of jobs, there are a whole list of people who are looking, but it's not every person who's going to be taken. And from 30 jobs, you seriously won't find just one that you get. But for me to get that one now, I have to apply to probably 30 jobs. So it's now a mathematical commitment thing, you know. For me to get to 50, I have to multiply 1 times 2 times 3 until I get to 50.
Okay, I see my brother is trying to raise his hand. Like, okay, yes, go ahead. You've got some burning issues, haven't you? Yes, Nashma. Yeah, that's fine. Test it on the show, I guess.
I don't know the project, you know, that was stuck, but one day, battery song. Because you don't have any skill, but they show they something online. Passing around classes or something, we always come back, you know, that maybe it's cheaper, there are some sort of money, maybe she continue with this. In Zimbabwe, we are still, I think we are fine.
All right, thank you very much. We'll address that. Let's clap hands for him, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's clear to tell that.
And thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to take 2 more questions before I move over to the next thing. Okay? Yes. Oh, I sent it to my cousin. Yeah, I've got a cousin in the UK. Yes.
So you use the one here,
Okay. The question is that's a very good question. Which PayPal account you know pinda mari? And because now there's the Zimbabwean and I created so what I did was I created another PayPal account. Creating a PayPal account is just like creating a Facebook account. Ndizvo. Paunobvunzwa kuti unogara kupi wobva ngotaura kuti ndogara kuUK kana ndogara kuSouth Africa. So when I created the second one, ndakaisa address here kuUK. And it's ndokunosvikira mari and then ndozoisenda ku. It's something that you do on the computer, on the phone. And you don't have to be physically going to PayPal bank. There's no PayPal bank. Everything is done on the computer. One more last question. So I want you to be self-centered when you can attend seminar. Ask mubvunzo no benefit iwewe vamwana amene zvawo kana usingabvunze mubvunzo. Yes.
Is it linked to a UK bank?
No, it's not. Because it's in my name. I don't live in UK. So it's not linked to a UK bank account. Does that make sense? I think we'll address the PayPal issue. Yes, Grace.
You before you connect to the bank.
Yes.
So you don't necessarily need to connect to the bank.
It looks like a lot of people are asking about PayPal because they want to see the money sheet. Yes.
Forex volatility or not take a screw. Like they use rate 260 to 300. Like when you screw, no one can say 300. Over the of and you get it in cash. You are now like no one think about the pitch or no one query cash.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, kupepa kune nyayo.
For Upwork profile, Tukchanga, I'm going to profile. Like in my case, I'm a designer. There's something to should I upload that?
Yes, that's for you.
On Upwork, there's a profile and then there's a portfolio. The profile is the basic setting up of the account. When over Upwork, digital design. I'm going to design so that's what I design A, B, C, D, E. The creation of the account. As Kazi Johnny Machipupa, profile completeness. I think if you saw online, maybe I can't 100% complete. So the less information that you put, and it takes something as simple as even one design site that you've done to move from 30% to 70%. Now that's your portfolio. So with your portfolio, you can just upload it.
Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I know we are more concerned about the money. Okay. Okay, is that a question?
Sorry, but anyone else want to say more? Just give him a recommend.
Okay, so guys, you know what? We are living in Zimbabwe, and 9 out of 10 of the people that I meet, they all say the same thing. And that's true. I want you to think about your family, you yourself. I want you to think about your kids. I want you to think about your mom, the people that you love. Okay? They are all counting on you. Now think about this situation. One day, you no longer have to go to traffic. One day, you no longer have to be forced to go to work. Do you make sense? Imagine how happy you will be. Inini pangu pachindumuka ndiye ndakaita naye anonzi makusada akandikiya. Do you make sense? When you wake up in the morning, you just don't want to do anything. Does that make sense? And then I decide, okay, if I'm feeling that I don't want to do anything, I don't do anything. But look at the setup you go to Kubasa. You feel like not doing anything, but just because you're going to Kubasa, you have to report to it. So do this for yourself. Does that make sense? Okay, so I move forward. I want to repeat this again. One of my favorite quotes as I take you to the next stage. I want us to read out loud from the heart. Ndizo. Zvazinondirevera mashoko aya anoreva kuti kana zvinhu zvakaoma muZimbabwe ka, I have to create my income. I have to write down how much I need to earn. Ndizo. Kana munhu achibhadharwa to eat. I found that nhasi ndakuzorora 5 my restaurants. Okay, so let's read out that loud. 1, 2, 3, go. The people who get on in this world are the people that get up, look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, they make them. Let's clap hands for ourselves. Okay, so what I need to do now is let me just move on with my slides. Okay, where's this? Okay. Okay, where's this? Now, the next step. Someone was saying kuti they don't know what to do. Okay? They don't have any skill. They don't have they don't know anything. Kana ukadinyore kwacho andigoni ndakaenda form 4 and all that. Okay? So, thanks to the softwares, there are softwares that does work on your behalf. Does that make sense? A year ago, myself, I purchased this software which is called Designer. It's DESIGNRR. You can never Google, just Google designer. Okay? So these guys want to charge a monthly fee. It's a software. And it again, but I want to charge a monthly fee. But what they did last year, they're going to open up a one-time payment, and then they give you lifetime access. What this software does, this is one example of a software. There are so many softwares out there. Software inochinja video yemunhu kuriita text. Ndizvo. Inochinja voice yemunhu kuiita text without you typing anything. Does that make sense? So let's say wind online. You just invest into the software. You look for the job. Voice I'm going to upload the MP3 and then you get text. Hello? You are in the money. That's all. So at the end of the day, but what they want is their job. So what it does is, change a voice, quit a text, change a video, quit a text, quit a ebook. So does that make sense? So kind of online, even on Upwork, voice ebook. And there are so many softwares that I can actually talk about, but hey, just because of time, let me not that. So now, asked question, I end up with the NASPA, right? But I saw someone I asked Lutrish, can you share this with others? Please. I know a lot of Zimbabweans wants them. This was her response. She was like, you know what, Kuda? It can be a waste of time. Because look here, as I'm busy doing my Basarevan, and I understand there is no shanda and all that, and the thing that I have to do is I have to work ne moon kuti asvike pa level rekubvuma kuti zvinoita ibasa rakaita se rakatozvimirira kare. So it took me a bit of a time to convince her. I said, please. I said, you know what? What if we come up with a way of compensating you, all right? Talk about at a time you're going to spend with us. Okay, and she was like, you may not afford to pay me that, but you know what? Maybe people mangango afford all right. You got to the price, what does it? You no charge. Okay. So then she said 200. That 200 knows that yeah, face salary in Zimbabwe guy. And this is not realistic and you know it needs time with you. Ndakatola time ingwana kubatsira ingwani. Because at the same time because she's been doing it full time 100% in Indongo here and there, but she knows a lot more than me now. Sometimes that 200 channel, it can be a bit of a lot for others. So I then had to negotiate, and she agreed for one-time payment of $47. That is on EcoCash or transfer or bond or whatever, and this is only 8 seminar rate. If you're gonna come after this, I think she's gonna be charging. I see 37. It's $37 US that she's gonna be charging after this. Okay, and you can do the conversions and all that. That's the minimum you can get up to. She's been doing a lot for these people, for a lot of people. She has got someone who UK. She's now staying in the UK, and their husband, they are doing this full time. So when those people did well, I then had to contact them because you know what, I like what you're doing. I did an interview with them, and I'm gonna share with you the interview of Lutrish's students. And one of the things that she did, there's a gentleman by the name Paul. Paul is Lutrish's students as well. So when Paul got this kind of Lutrish is Africa was stage mabasa. She can say, okay, let me pass it over to my peers. Does that make sense? So for $47, this is what you're gonna get. Number one, you're going to get membership, training, lifetime access. What she did is, what I recommended to do is, I asked you to create a set of training, right? I know to some people the PayPal thing is easy. Ndizvo, but mumwe munhu kutocreata PayPal yacho haiti sei hagoni. So as Lutrice kuti kana pakutoapply card racho iriri zvinototyisa kuzviita online for the first time. So I asked you, you know what, can you create a set of instructions of what people should do, starting from creating a PayPal account yacho, address yacho inoendwa papi, ndizvo at pakeyboard tomuwana papi, zviri make sense? So those are the sessions that she created, from creating PayPal to receiving your money, creating your first profile, uploading your image. Picture cards. So like the type of picture you need to put and how you need to write. Number two, you're gonna get guidance on setting up. Okay. Also, we have set up 40% affiliate commission. Okay. What it means by 40% affiliate commission, remember myself, I'm an internet marketing expert. So I said, you know what, some of your students, if they refer someone, you need to reward them a commission. That makes sense? So when you pay the 47 today, you're going to get access. Can I want to refer someone? The person that you're going to refer is not going to pay 47. They're going to pay whatever the money that is going to be charged in the future. We don't know how much it is, but it's way more than 47. Let's assume, let me just turn this, okay, let me do this. Okay, how do I do this? Okay, so, okay. Let's assume that the future, that is, the money that is going to be charged in the future is about, okay, can you see this? You can't understand it. Okay, is about, how come I cannot use this? Is about $100. This one. What it means, if you refer someone for $100, you're going to get paid $40. Okay. My goal for nutrition, I've been in the international market. What she knows is not only for the Zimbabweans, it's for the whole Africa, it's for the whole world. So we need to take a project, a gift beyond our borders. Is that making sense? So we're going to be charging my US dollars for this. Okay. Number one, you get lifetime access, membership, get guidance on setting up, and you can actually refer someone and get a commission. Then you're going to get 3 months consultation. That makes sense? Only for 3 months. What we are saying is, Tika, create a membership website. You're going to learn from that. Kanone Mvunzo, she's going to add you to her WhatsApp group where you'll be asking questions for 3 months. 3 good months. Why is the sky blue? You can ask anything, and you're gonna be helped with portfolio setup tips. And then she's gonna give you one of your ebooks. She wrote an ebook on freelancing, okay, and you're gonna get access. To that, okay. So those, I promised you a gift, right? At the beginning of this training, this is what I said I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you how to create your own website, right? What was the other thing again? Teaching online. What was the other thing again? Lutrice said she's going to give you her slides. You can get that. What was the other thing again? Okay, interview with someone who is teaching English online. So, you know what? Is there any way of doing this? Definitely there is. One, you came to this seminar, you didn't pay anything. The information that you just got here can just transform your life. That makes sense? So what we are simply saying is, go out there, look for a place on the internet where you can actually generate income other than joining the 90% of people that are complaining about life in Zimbabwe, yet others are really are doing something. Does that make sense? So what I have today is these forms only for those people who want to look up the $47 deal to work with Lutrice, to get help from Lutrice If you can do this alone, please don't take this. This is okay. You can only take this if you need help. Does that make sense? So for $47, who wants the form? We've got these forms. Okay. I've got one person. Okay. I'm giving it to the wrong person. maybe I'm like a prophet. See. Anyone else? Okay. There we go. Okay, so the number of forms So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I have your contacts, every one of us, my SMSs. I'm gonna send you the gifts that we promised by end of day tomorrow. Okay? So the gift is gonna be the recording of the last seminar, how to create your own website, and scripture literature, and the recording of this seminar is also. We just need a bit of time to create to save the recordings and all that. So with that being said, our seminar